So, could Todd Cantwell be back sooner than we think? And a little bit of news about corners. That's right, those pesky corners that we seem to have a bit of an issue with. Well, obviously, news yesterday that Celtic had their appeal over Yang's red card thrown out. I must say, I was absolutely shocked when I heard the news. I did honestly think the SFA would overturn it with it being them. And because we all know they get different treatment to the rest of us. But no, the SFA stuck by their guns, and rightly so, and ruled that Yang's red card should stand. 100% accurate, spot on decision from the SFA. So let's talk a little bit about Todd Cantwell. I think it's fair to say that in recent weeks, particularly the Kilmarnock games and the Motherwell games, we've missed that creative spark, that talent that Todd brings. Now, I'm a massive fan of Tom Lawrence, don't get me wrong. Tom is a cracking player. He's got a good eye for a pass. He's not afraid to take a shot, as we saw in the Killie game. He's not afraid to take on players. He's not afraid to get stuck in. He is a high quality talent. But there's just something about Todd Cantwell. He has that little bit of je ne sais quoi. He has that little bit of extra, doesn't he? That little bit of extra talent and skill. It's just to unlock a defense, to play a little pass, to prompt, to probe, and to sort of inspire as well. It's also the way that he leads the press as well. Often it's seen as teams come out from the back, it's Cantwell who is leading the charge from the midfield to close them down, deny them space, and try and get them to move the ball with some recklessness so the Rangers can win it back. He certainly is an all-round midfielder. Now, obviously, he started the season in not the best of form, and we were all kind of very much doubting that Todd was the Todd Cantwell that we saw at the end of the previous season. But since the winter break, since I don't know what Philippe Clement has done, but he really seems to have turned Todd round. And he is like a new player. So, he has been a massive miss. Now, the injury that he sustained was a hamstring injury that he got in the St Johnstone game, which was sort of contributed to by the horrific treatment that he got from the thug-like behaviour of the St Johnstone players, who basically kicked him all over the park. And Todd has certainly been someone who's been very badly treated by officials in terms of being protected. He has been kicked off the park in a number of games. And, as I've said on a number of occasions, if we are really going to improve our product and sell our game as a game for players, skillful players to come to and come north of the border, then this sort of behaviour by players needs to be addressed. And then those more skillful players need to get some protection. So Todd Cantwell was initially said to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, and there was a lot of uncertainty over his return date. Now, Todd obviously won't be back for Thursday against Benfica at the Estadio de la Luz, and he'll be a massive miss. Certainly, that is a real Todd Cantwell type game, isn't it? Europa League Thursday night under the lights, under the atmosphere in the Estadio de la Luz against a big team like Benfica. That'll be certainly a game where Todd would excel. So, look, it is going to be a miss. Of course, it's going to be a miss, but it appears that Todd is ready to hand Rangers a very timely boost as they run in towards the end of the season. And, getting players back like Todd Cantwell, like Danilo, like Abdallah Sima could give Rangers a massive boost going in towards the end of the season. Unfortunately, players do seem to be going out injured at the moment. It said that Cortez could be out for up to 2 months. McCausland, we still don't know the full extent of his injury. I'm sure that we will find out today when Philippe speaks to the media. Now, he has missed the last 3 games for Rangers since that injury that he sustained at St Johnstone. Obviously, as I've said, Philippe Clement was exceptionally unhappy with the treatment that was dished out to Todd by the St Johnstone team. I think he was really missed, during that Motherwell game. I'm sure that his maverick skill and his maverick talent would have been a spark, at very least, in that game, and could have provided a bit of impetus when we were playing with a bit of passiveness and a slowness that really was not good enough and was not of a high enough standard, and allowed Motherwell to come away with a victory. And fair play to them, all credit to Motherwell, to Stuart Kettlewell and his boys for getting that victory. Now, Todd Cantwell appeared to drop a huge hint on his X account and also on his Instagram as well, using 2 emojis which read "back soon." So it does appear that there is a real chance that he could be back sooner rather than later. There was a picture, there was a video of Ibrox and 2 arrows and the word "back soon" underneath those arrows. Now, Like I said, it's very highly unlikely that Cantwell will be involved in the Benfica game and also in the Hibs game at the weekend. But it does appear that he will be looking to be back sooner rather than later. And I'm sure that there will be an update when Philippe Clement speaks to the media ahead of the Benfica game. That will obviously, press conference will take place today ahead of Thursday's game. He he really is an exceptional talent, and the sooner we have him back, the sooner he is able to play, the better. I think there's a chance that he could be back for the Dundee away game, and certainly having him back for that game would be an absolutely massive boost for the club. And I know that Tom Lawrence has played exceptionally well, but I just think that Cantwell provides that little bit of something extra. And at times when you're playing against a team that are low blocking, that are making life very difficult for you, you just need that little spark, that little something extra. And Todd Cantwell certainly provides that. So it'd be good news if he is back sooner rather than later, as reports would appear to indicate. Obviously, like I said, a lot more will come out hopefully in the presser today when Philippe speaks to the media. Another thing to look forward to. Big Phil's press conference is always a massive positive. Just a reminder, guys, if you didn't check it out last night, please go back and check out the podcast that myself and Damien Hendry did, talking all things Rangers. We talked through, obviously, the Motherwell game, looked ahead to the Benfica game, and also responded to a number of questions from viewers in the live chat as well. So please go and check that out. Great to have musical star Damien Hendry on the pod. Now, one of the things that has been highly criticised of Philippe Clement's Rangers has been their delivery from set pieces, in particular their delivery from corners. As we talked about in the pod last night, it just seems that Rangers just do not use corners most effectively, and especially when you're considering that we're getting double-digit corners every single game, and it just appears that there's no variety in there. There seems to be no planning there. There seems to be no idea about what they're supposed to be doing. If you think back to the start of the season, or start at least of Philippe Clement's reign, there was a very much a progression of outswinger. So, Cav from the right swings it away. Borna or Ridvan from the left swings it out. Then there was a changeover, wasn't there? We seemed to go through a portion of in-swinging corners, all in-swingers. And that appeared to cause a great deal more confusion and a great deal more damage certainly been delivered. And then now we seem to have gone back to all out-swingers. Now, what kind of surprises me a little bit is there's no variance in the corners. There's no variance in the strategy. Surely if you're doing the same corner over and over again, the opposition become used to it. They become used to delivery. They know what to expect from you. You need to have a variety of attacking patterns. That's the same whether you're playing as in a set piece situation or an outfield situation, especially against these teams in the SPFL who sit back, they frustrate, they defend, they spoil, they do as much as they can to break up the flow of a game. You do need a variance in your structures. Now, a stat report has revealed that Rangers have had 214 corners this season. That's right, 214 corners, and they have only scored 9 goals from set pieces. That includes from free kicks. Now, it's thought that actually of those 214 corners, Rangers have only scored 3 goals from 214 corners. That is absolutely, genuinely dreadful. What an awful stat. Just think about that. 214 opportunities to put pressure on the opposition. 214 opportunities to create an opportunity to score a goal. And we score only 3. I mean, that is genuinely awful and genuinely appalling. There is a real need, in my estimations, to do something about this corner delivery, to vary the strategy and to vary the way that we take corners. It does seem to be a uniform delivery. The Tav or Ridvan goes out to take the corner, the ball is swung out, the central defenders go towards it, someone tries to head it in. That's the plan. I would love to see a variance in the way we do it. Not always the fullback. Like I joke on the live streams all the time about it is the law that only our fullbacks can deliver set pieces. Well, why not Cantwell? Why not Lawrence? Why not Cortez when he's fit? Why not Matondo when he's fit? Why not? I'm presuming John Sterling can probably take a corner as well. Why not vary who takes them? Why not vary the delivery types? So in-swinger, out-swinger, short corner, set piece corner. vary what's being done. Now, I know that obviously one of the big concerns is that we're not having a great deal of time on the training ground to work on things because of the fact that games are coming thick and fast. But surely in meetings or something could be put in place to vary the way we deliver set pieces. Set pieces are a great opportunity to score goals. And one of the things that Rangers are often criticised for is not putting the opposition away. And any chances that we can create, we need to be taking. These can come back to haunt us, especially in these games where we're not playing some of these teams where we are creating 40 odd chances as we did against Ross County, particularly when we play that lot across the city, when we play in Europe. We need to be taking these opportunities to score goals. And for me, we need to have a variance in corner strategy. And like I said, that is not just in the type of corner you take, in swinger, out swinger, set piece, short, whatever it is. Also, who delivers them? Why does it always have to be Tav? Why does it always have to be Ridvan or Borna? Why can it not be one of the creative midfield players? Let's have a variance there. Let's have a change there. Let's have something that really shakes the opposition up, because I guarantee you the opposition know exactly what to expect from corners. And that is why we're being massively ineffective. The fact they know it will be an outswinger by Tav aimed towards one of Goldson's suit or one of the big lads, or it'll be an outswinger from Ridvan aimed towards one of the big lads. They know what's coming. They know it. It's telegraphed. They know how to defend against it. Why not switch it up, vary it, move it around a little bit, make it different, try and cause some trouble somewhere, for opposition teams, because certainly 3 goals from 214 corners is certainly not good enough for a team like Rangers. Now, Thursday night, we all know will be a very tough game in the Estadio de la Luz, and the team will have a bit of a make do and mend kind of look about it, given the number of injuries we've got. Tondo out, Seamer out, McCausland probably out, Cortez out. Really does restrict our wide options. Takes us down to the likes of Scott Wright, for example, who I certainly don't want to see play up against Benfica in the Europa League. I think the team will have to have a very much a make do and mend kind look about it. And obviously, we'll look sort of really into the game tomorrow in the matchday news video. But look, for me, this is how I would line up if I was picking the team. And like I said, you often might say, well, thank God you're not. I mean, and I just think, like I said, with the Euro squad, with the fact obviously we don't have Balogun in the Euro squad, Cortez is out. There is kind of a real make do and mend look about this team. Now, Jack Butland starts in goal. Well, I think that's a given. Obviously, the back four I think picks itself. James Tavernier, Connor Goldson, John Suter, because obviously Big Leon is not available. Ben Davis is a bomb scare. He doesn't want to play Leon King in central defence, so Goldson and Suter will probably continue in central defence, although that is a concern against some quick, skillful Benfica forwards, given the way that Connor Goldson and John Suter were caught out against Motherwell on Saturday. Ridvan has to start at left back. I really don't want to see Borna trotting out there, especially as he was to blame for that goal against Killy. He's been pretty poor, and I just think up against Angel Di Maria, you need someone who's quick, who's fast, who's going to get back, who's not afraid of a tackle, and that is Ridvan. Angel Di Maria will eat Borna Barisic for breakfast. Lundstrom and Diamande in front of the back four. I think as well, when we're defending, Lunny can drop back into that back four, make it a back five, and make us tough to break down, giving obviously Diamande the desire to get forward a little bit more. Now, I've gone for a bit of a change in the 3 behind the striker, mainly because of injuries, and trying to vary things up a little bit. Tom Lawrence from the left, Sterling from the right, because we really are short of midfield options. And I think, as Philippe Clement says, he needs players who can play in multiple positions and are willing to have a go in multiple positions. And that, for me, would obviously be Sterling on the right and Lawrence on the left. Also, with playing Silva as the 10, you can have kind of a float there where Lawrence can drop into Dio's role, Dio can drop into Silva's role, and Silva can drop out wide left, or Lawrence drops into the 10 role, Silva drops out wide left. Anything you can do to get a fluidity to your attack, a variance to your attack, where players move around and make themselves difficult to pick up, and they don't take up conventional positions, makes it hard for the opposition and pulls defenders out of place. And that, for me, is the best way forward. Silva, I think, as well, will want to do well against a Portuguese super team like Benfica, and he's very good in that 10 role. He's shown it in the limited times that he's done it, that he can play that role. And obviously without put Cyril Dessers up front. And it also gives us that little bit of creativity up front in terms of Silva behind the striker, just a little bit of extra up there to try and, snatch a goal or two to give us in a position to really bring them back to Ibrox and have a right go at them. Well, I'd love to know what your team is for the game against Benfica, let me know. Just to recap the Euro squad for you, so you don't pick any players who are not in the Euro squad. Butland, McCrory and Wright are your goalies. Defenders are Tav, Yilmaz, Suter, Goldson, Sterling, Ben Davis and Borna Barisic. Midfielders are Lundstrom, Jack, Diamande, Raskin. I mean, there's a strong possibility he goes with Diamande in the 10 role. Jack and Lundstrom to hold it, to protect the back four. That again is a very real possibility for the game. Forwards are Silvers, Dessers, Lawrence, Cantwell, Matondo, Seema, Wright and Roof. Of course, Seema and Cantwell and Matondo are all out injured. Well, that's the squad as it is, and obviously the young players as well, Con McKinnon, etc., can come into the squad too. Well, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Well, thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, if you can help the channel to grow, that would be absolutely fabulous. The best way you can do that is by smashing the like and, of course, smashing the sub. And on the way out, 2 things I always ask of you. Number 1, smash the like. It defeats the evil algorithm. And number 2, always remember, please never forget, we are the people.